The Rawlings Mantra Fast Pitch Bat helps you bring an elite level of focus, discipline, and power with you to the plate. Crafted with an innovative 3-step inner barrel, this bat perfectly balances swing speed and massive pop. The fully reconstructed collar assembly creates the perfect harmony between flex and stiffness and is the #1 choice for the Canadian women's national team. So the only question you need to ask yourself, what's your mantra? What is up? Hope everyone had a fantastic week. Welcome to episode 184 of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. So as I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon, the NCAA Regionals has not disappointed in excitement. Holy cow. My bracket's already been busted by LSU getting upset and ousted from the tournament, but that's another matter. But #1 seed Texas A&M were upset by Liberty on Saturday, which is setting up their rematch today, where A&M has to win both games. It's setting up to be some great finishes, and I'm sure Supers next weekend will be no different. Such an awesome time of year, for the game. It's awesome. That's all I can say. It's awesome. On to this week's guest, and we sat down and chatted with University of Texas alum, current Italian national team member, and current member of the AUSL Bandits. It's the one and only Bella Dayton. Bella's had a remarkable college career, which started at Arizona with the Wildcats before finishing up with the Longhorns in Texas, where she was a 2-time Big 12 Championship All-Tournament Team recipient and also named to the 2022 Women's College World Series All-Tournament Team. She was also named to the All-World Team at last year's WBSC Women's World Cup while competing with Italy. We're going to talk to Bella about getting her start in the game, the move from Arizona to Texas, her experience at the Women's College World Series, playing internationally, getting drafted in the AUSL, and so much more. Bella was an absolute pleasure to chat with, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for her down the line. While you're here, make sure to drop a comment on the show, give us some sort of rating, preferably good, whatever fits your fancy, I guess. You can follow Bella on Instagram at Bella Dayton. That's with 2 N's at the end. We're at Outside the Chute on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Let's get to the episode with Bella. This is Outside the Chute, and anything goes.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. The one and only real deal hip hop.
All right, here we go. We are happy to have on with us today 2-time Big 12 Championship All-Tournament Team recipient. She was named to the 2022 Women's College World Series All-Tournament Team. She is a Texas Longhorn alum. She is current member of the Italian national team and current member of the AUSL Bandits. It's the one and only Bella Dayton. Bella, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited.
How's things going down in Wiley, Texas today?
Good. Actually, I planned on tanning, but the clouds decided to roll out today. So,
all right.
Unfortunate.
What's the temperature down there today?
Let's see. A solid 87.
We got you up here in Canada today. It's 88.
Dang.
88
Yeah.
Where I am at today. That is crazy for me.
Austin's worse. So
is it?
I just left. Yes.
Oh,
My
okay.
car was telling me it was 103 the other day.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That is crazy. That is crazy. So Wiley, you're just outside Dallas, right?
Yeah, like 25 minutes north of Dallas.
Okay, right on. Do you get to many sporting events?
Not many. I feel like I always go out of the city of Dallas to go to sporting events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas teams aren't necessarily my teams of choice either, besides the Texas Rangers, I guess, by default.
Oh, okay, right on. So has everyone calmed down from the Luka trade yet down there, or is it still Still crazy.
Honestly, it was crazy for a while. That was like one thing that I only saw for days.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think people are getting used to the fact. So
yeah. Well, it was funny. Like I remember waking up and seeing the trade, and I was like, "Is it April Fool's Day?" I was like, "What?" But I was like, "No, it's still 2 months away." But no, it was real. So no, that was kind of funny. But so you're fresh off your season down in the Mexican League. How cool was that experience for you?
It was honestly really cool. There's a lot of people that I knew from the U.S., from Italy, even from just like Venezuela and playing with them in Italy. So like just a lot of connections all over, and then also getting to meet or play against people that I'll be playing with in this upcoming season for AUSL. But I wasn't there from the start of the Mexico League. I kind of came in halfway through, but just the experience and time that I had with everybody was a memory for sure.
Right on. Yeah, I had Morgan Howe on the podcast here last week, and she arrived late down there as well. But she said the experience was amazing. Like the atmosphere and everything was just went above and beyond what she expected. Is that true for you as well?
Yeah, I think she actually came into town this series that we played her team. So I think her first series was the series against the team that I was on.
Oh, okay.
So it was actually pretty cool to just see like new players come in and see how they adapted to the team right away. But the atmosphere itself, I mean, the stadiums were big because they were baseball stadiums.
Right.
So, I mean, the more fans, the merrier. And I mean, they showed up every game.
Yeah. Yeah. They see, like, based on the videos I saw and everything, like they were definitely into it. Like you could definitely tell that they were definitely into it. So, I mean, how was the everyday living for you down there? Like the culture and everything, but I mean, you grew up in Texas, so I mean, it's relatively close.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we walked everywhere besides, headed to the field, but we ventured out as much as we could, try new foods, and then also try to cook amongst ourselves. One of my teammates was actually a chef, so she cooked dinner for a group of us some of the time, and I mean, her food was great.
Oh,
so
that's sweet.
Just to experience the cuisine outside of the hotel, and then also, I guess, the cuisine inside the hotel.
Jeez, that's perfect.
All my teammates were from different areas. Yeah,
that's perfect.
There was a kitchen where we stayed in all of our rooms, so we put it to full use.
Nice. Like should. So, are you looking at going back next season?
I'm looking at it. I obviously don't know where my life is going to line up at that part of the year, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely go back. But again, with timeline of life, who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly. I hear you there. So with every podcast, I like to start out with a little thing called quick pitches. I'm going to throw out some random questions to you, and you answer them as best you can. First one. I always start off with this one. If you had to live off with one meal for a week, what would it be?
Steak and mashed potatoes.
Can't go wrong with that. I hear you there. Biggest thing you miss at University of Texas?
Ooh, the atmosphere.
Yeah. It's pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
If you could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would it be?
That's a good question. And it's supposed to be fast.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be fast. I call it quick pitches because it doesn't need to be fast.
It doesn't actually have to be quick.
I know, right? It's just an oxymoron.
I don't know, probably like a beach. I could be like, Bali or something like that. I would have to say something like Bali or in relation to.
Okay, nice. Favorite uniform color combo at Texas?
Oh, wow.
That's tough. You got a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the color combinations we did. Probably all white. And then this year, I didn't get to wear it, but they have like cream uniforms with orange pinstripes.
Oh yeah, I saw those.
And I really love the way those look.
Yeah.
So that would be my favorite, but didn't get to wear it.
Yeah, I like the burnt orange pinstripe one.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, those are very comfortable. Yeah.
Next one, best walk-up song you've used.
Oh, I just have to go with Mambo Italiano.
Mambo Italiano. Huh. And who's that by?
I think it's. Let me fact check it.
I'd never heard that one before. Is it like recent?
It was my walk-up song in college.
Oh, okay. I'll look it up. Hey, when we're done,
Dean Martin.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah. I will look that up. I'll have to listen to it now. If you could go back and play one game over again, which one is it?
Oh boy. Probably the one against OSU in the World Series. I talk about it all the time because it's just like one of those moments that if you just think about your favorite game, it's the one that pops up.
Yeah.
OSU, it was, if we won, we had to play another game to make it to the championship series. And it was an inside the park home run. We ended up being a run ahead. I think it was 6-5, and then we just had to hold them at that rate. But I think that moment of getting the inside the park home run off of one too many errors, was just like, I think I blacked out sliding into home. I don't even remember the moment, but
just run.
We're electric. Yes, my teammates were electric, and just rewatching the video just gives me the chills.
Oh yeah, it definitely.
But
definitely.
That was a great game.
Biggest thing you're looking forward to with the Bandits?
Oh, the people. I think just all the people that I've played against in college. That's one thing that I look for is like there's so much fire and passion in everybody, and playing against them, they also had that. So like actually being able to experience it as a teammate, I think will be such a cool experience. And then obviously there's so many, different people from different schools. So like seeing those types of fan bases come together in support of like who they supported in the past, I think it will be a cool experience as well.
Oh yeah. I never even thought of that. Other schools coming together, like their fan bases. That's pretty wild. Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah, really. They'll be like, this is uncharted territories for us right now. Right. Actually, I saw in the post that there a little bit ago that you're looking forward that you don't have to play Lexi Kilfoyle anymore. How come? Well, obvious reasons.
Yeah, she just, I can't even remember if I actually got a hit off of her or not in Big 12 play. But she has great composure, and she just walks with her chin up, and is very humble about her game, I think, just playing against her. But she serves the ball well. The movement that she has is crazy. If I were a batter, I would just be like, obviously go at it head on, but she was just one person that it was just like, we're facing Lexi Kilfoyle today.
Well,
this is going to go well. Or
she had a lot of people's number though, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Last one here. If you could have dinner with 3 people, living or dead, who would they be?
Oh my God, I'm never good at this question. Living or dead? Oh my gosh. I think I just have to go with all country artists. Besides an athlete, I'll choose LeBron James.
Okay.
Probably George Strait.
That's a throwback right there. Wow.
Yeah. And Kenny Chesney. Yeah. George Strait, Kenny Chesney, and LeBron.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Imagine the conversations that could be had there. LeBron be like, what is going on here? All right, let's get into your career here. Let's go back to the beginning. How did little Bella get her start in the game?
I grew up around the sport. My uncles played baseball. And so growing up, when my uncle was a college baseball coach, he used to hold camps every summer. So my family and I, we would all get in a car and road trip to California. And that was to see the family, but we also went to his baseball camp. So I was always around the game. And then I have 4 brothers. My oldest brother played baseball. So I grew up kind of watching him and going to all of his tournaments. I played a lot of sports growing up. I played soccer and softball for the longest until I had to choose one, and it just ended up being softball. But yeah.
I was going to ask you if you played any sports, so you just answered that question. So, I mean, as far as softball went, love for it right away, or was it something that gradually came over time?
Well, honestly, I don't even remember like how it came about. I know I played t-ball. I was the only girl on the team. So that was interesting. Always trying to prove myself from the age of 5. And then it kind of just went into there. I was a pitcher first, so that was interesting. How'd
you like that? Because I mean, that's. I mean, I've been pitching I'm still pitching. I've been pitching for 40 years now, so it's something to get on the mound and bring it. But I mean, at a young age, I mean, that's where you want to be because you're always in the play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said so. I mean, you said you grew up with 4 brothers. I mean, playing with all boys. I mean, that must have been just second nature to you.
Oh yeah. I mean, me and my brothers used to play wiffle ball in the street in our neighborhood, so I think that's probably why I chose softball in the first place. I mean, we played it every day.
Yeah, right on.
So used our shoes as bases in the street.
Oh yeah. Jeez, I can remember doing that too. Yeah.
Good memory.
Okay, let's talk recruitment process here. I mean, because you played. Who'd you play travel ball with? Was it SoCal? No, not SoCal.
Yeah,
it was SoCal.
Yeah. SoCal Choppers. Again, like the uncle that I was speaking about, and who we used to go visit. He has 2 daughters, and his wife has 2 daughters, and one of them played softball. So, and we're the same age. She now plays at Texas A&M, but we ended up playing travel ball together. And that's who I would stay with when I went to California. So it was kind of just convenient at the time, but recruiting in California or just West Coast, I felt like was a little better. And then obviously when I was getting recruited, there was no, you have to wait until your junior year. So you could commit when you were in the 8th grade during that time.
Oh, right. That's crazy.
So yeah, that was a crazy life.
Yeah. So, I mean, how many schools were in the mix for you?
I would say just a handful, nothing too crazy. Wasn't like a top 5 recruit. I really loved Oregon when I was a kid. I don't know why. And then
the green uniforms.
I think it was just everything about them. I just loved.
Yeah.
And so that was one place that I went and looked at and I loved. And then, I went on a visit to Ole Miss, and I ended up committing to Ole Miss with my cousin freshman year of high school, going into my freshman year of high school. And and I decommitted my junior year of high school.
Okay. So what led to the decision to choose Arizona?
I think at the time, my pitching coach or the pitching coach at Ole Miss, sorry, not my pitching coach because I'm not a pitcher.
I was
the
wondering
pitching coach at Ole Miss. Yeah, she was a alumni from Arizona, and she was currently coaching at Ole Miss. Ended up leaving Ole Miss and going back to coach at Arizona. So when I decided to leave, I think she, had some say in recruiting me from that point on, which I'm super grateful for. And that's where I went and visited, and I chose that path.
Right on. So, I mean, when you went there, was there a big adjustment for you at all, moving away from home? But probably not, because, I mean, you went to California for the summer prior to that, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, I think the only adjustment was just not being around my family. And then a lot of my teammates were relatively closer. They were either from California, from Arizona. So I felt my drive, I think there was just me and one other girl that were from Texas. Great people. I just felt like over time, the environment was not for me.
Right.
You live and you learn, but definitely grateful for that experience and the relationships, as one of my old teammates is now a potential bandit.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited to maybe play with her again. She was drafted in the NCAA, the collegiate. She's still going through postseason right now, so gotta wait till she's done with her postseason ride before.
Right on.
It's official.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, quite a year to be starting your college career, what? 2020. I mean, there was a lot on the go that year.
Yeah. I just remember 2020, that was COVID, doing preseason. And then one day they were just like, yeah, season's canceled.
Yeah. Like that's, I mean, for your freshman year, I mean, that,
right, for the first real season. And I started off strong.
Yeah, I know. So I guess you did. You were hitting 312, I think, when it got shut down. But I mean, for you got like years ahead of you. I mean, for the seniors though, I mean, I've talked to seniors on the podcast here that was their last year and they had no idea, like they thought they were done their college career, but of course they weren't. But I mean, at the time their emotions were pretty all over the map because I mean, it was pretty much a roller coaster for everybody at that time, was it not?
Oh yeah. I mean, just like obviously it coming out and not knowing like what the next steps were, especially for colleges, some colleges ended up, getting that extra year for their seniors, and then some colleges didn't. So just seeing how around, the U.S., the decisions that people were making, and then not knowing whether that was going to be you, I think for the seniors, that was very stressful. And then, I mean, on my end, it was my freshman year. I really didn't know what the heck was going on in general. So
yeah.
That was just icing on the cake.
Yeah, no doubt. So what led to the transfer to Texas?
Yeah, like I said, I think it was just environmental aspects. You get older and sometimes you realize, what's important for your future. And I think educationally and trying to figure out, my path, when I graduate and what I want to do and what's important to me, I think that was, a big thing. And then, I mean, I guess as a kid, you're not really thinking academically and athletically. You're just thinking athletically.
Yeah.
Obviously I can't speak for everybody, but I think for myself, that's how I thought. And then, just not feeling that it was the right city for me. Obviously you live outside of campus, so not feeling like it's right is overwhelming and it's draining. So I just took steps. I felt like I could have done more performance wise elsewhere. As I felt like I just had more to offer. So I just decided that it was time to look somewhere else that maybe fit me better. And it just so happened to be my home state.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you got there, was there like that immediate sense of, this is home for you?
Yeah. I knew I wanted to be close to home. So all those schools that may have reached out that were super far, I thought it could have been a good experience, but again, going from 14 hours and staying at 14 hours or going from 14 hours down to 3 hours away from home in a city that I have relatives in, pick your poison there. So not a lot of time as I was a mid-year transfer. So I kind of had to make, a decision super quick. But I loved that atmosphere. Actually, at first, whenever I was getting recruited, I did not want to be in the state of Texas since I grew up there and was there my whole life. So I was like, let me go elsewhere. And then here I am. I was like, let me stay in Texas.
Yeah. Gotta stay home. Let's talk that 2022 run that you guys had all the way to the Women's College World Series finals. And of course, you were named all tournament team. How fun was that first one, for you with Texas?
The first win?
The first one. The first College World Series that first year.
Oh, College World Series.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. I mean, when I got to experience with Arizona, it was amazing. But that first season, knowing that I had just transferred in January and getting to go that far with Texas on my first season, I mean, it was electric. And having Haley Dulcini also transferring in at the same time as me and her pitching as well as she did, like being able to play behind energy like that with even Janae Jefferson at second base and Mary Iacopa behind the plate. I mean, there's just so many different aspects and situations and people that I could just think about off the top of my head that created that year and made that season just so amazing.
Right on. Right. Haley came from Fresno State, wasn't it?
Yeah. Fresno
Right
State.
on. Yeah, that was another big pickup for you guys. Now, of course, you go on to make another one in your senior year. Looking back now, what are some of your memorable moments at Texas? Whether it's on or off the field.
Yeah, I mean, off the field, just anything in general. Austin has so much food, so much coffee, and so many like just places that you can experience. I think even with scenery and stuff like that. So like when we had off days, we'd always try and go do photo shoots or try new places, even with the little time that we had. So that I think that just off the field experiences, we tried to make the most of everything, including, I mean, obviously with my teammates, that just made our relationships on the field just so much better. On the field, I would just say every postseason run, even when we didn't make the World Series, the postseason run and the relationships that you create, you realize who's around you and how much time you actually spend with them every day, all day. And then you learn to appreciate every moment and every relationship because again, you play with so many, like just a range of ages from freshman to senior. And, once you get to the end of that senior, you look back and you realize all the people that you experience different situations with, and you appreciate those moments because when it's the end for those people and you still have years to go, it's just something that you hold close to your heart. I don't know how to explain the feeling. You just feel it in the moment. But yeah, I mean, those are all things that I can't really express or explain as a memory, but I hold them close to my heart.
Right on. And I guess we're recording here on, it's a Thursday. Regionals are starting this weekend. I'm guessing you're going to be full-fledged fan mode this weekend for the Longhorns.
Yes, fan from afar.
Yeah.
I will not be in Austin, but I'm basically at the game. How close I sit to the TV.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. How do you like their chances this weekend?
I think they have a really good chance. I mean, when their bats are on, they're hot and they know how to play the game well. So putting it all together from pitching to defense to hitting, just always playing behind the people and finding that encouragement and that motivation within each other. I think they have it. And they're going to play the way that they know how to play. So I'm excited to watch them and just how the games play out, especially going into supers.
Yeah.
I have a lot of faith in them.
Right on. Yeah. I my bracket, I filled it out. I have them going to the World Series. So my fingers are crossed that they do. So I mean, for you personally, what was it like, going from regionals to supers to the World Series? I mean, how much more intense did it get, from weekend to weekend?
Yeah, there was actually a video and that Texas softball posted today, and Haley Dolcini was the voiceover for it. And she was just talking about how, it's so cool to experience postseason because it's always a different team that you're playing, and maybe teams that you haven't played before. So it's a clean slate. It's new teams. It's new experiences that you're about to have. So to embrace that, I think it gets crazier, especially when selection show happens and you realize who you're facing in regionals and then who you would potentially be linked with in supers. But again, you never know how it's going to play out. There's so many underdog teams that come out on top that just blow your mind. So even though I'm a super fan for Texas all the time, I'm a super fan for those underdog teams that have the utmost potential to win it and go to the World Series. Because I feel like everything happens in postseason and the craziest situations just blow your mind. So that's what I'm always excited for. But definitely playing and linking with Texas A&M last year, I thought that it was one of the hardest super regionals I played. And it was just like a stepping stone for us going into the World Series and being able to come out on top of that.
Right. Right on. Yeah, actually, you talk about the selections and everything. I felt bad for LSU this year when, they got their selection and all of a sudden Jordy Ball and Nebraska's getting thrown in there and
Right.
they're hosting. They're like, oh no, we got to face Jordy. Like that's going to be a tough one for them to come out of. But I mean, hey, that's the way they do the selections.
There's always one.
There is always one.
There's always one or two where you're like mind blown. You're like, wow.
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to real estate, nobody does it better than Tim I, the real estate guy. Whether you're looking for that first buy or want to build that dream home, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the one to call. With over 45 years in the home industry, Tim offers a unique advantage with its extensive industry experience, ensuring his clients get the most value for their investments. With a proven track record of repeat clients and steady stream of referrals, Tim's reputation as a trusted professional speaks volumes. If you're looking to buy or sell today, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or visit him on Facebook at Tim Eisner Royal LePage Atlantic. Once more, that's 902-499-5717. Before you know it, you'll be saying, Tim Eisner strikes again. Let's talk some Italian national team here for a second. How cool is it, not only playing in the World Cup last year, but also being on the host team? That'd be pretty cool.
On whose team?
On the Italian national team?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my first year being with them. So it was a cool experience. I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But being the host country, they haven't hosted in so long. So it being my first year and us actually hosting the World Cup, I got to see everything. So the layout, just how they run things, experience, practice, and new people and culture. But also being able to just their countries and how, they prep for games and how they run softball and stuff like that was, even more exciting, especially watching Japan and the US and, the gold medal game. So, definitely something that I'll always cherish. And even moving forward with us trying to qualify for the 2028 Olympics, that's huge for us.
Yeah. You had a good debut. You hit 500 against the best in the world. That's not too shabby. What?
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. So, what was it like, getting in there and playing Japan, playing US, you're playing the top girls and you would have played a lot of them in college, of course, on the US, of course. But getting to play Japan, that are recognized around the world as, being one of the top two teams. That must have been pretty cool.
Yeah. So we didn't actually get to play Japan, unfortunately. I just felt like that would have been a cool experience. We played China, we played Australia, I think Puerto Rico, we played the US. So we got around to playing different countries, but I think even there's so many US players too that are kind of built into each team. So there was a pitcher on Puerto Rico that was US too. So again, they're not all just on the US. They're kind of scattered out.
That's right. Yeah.
Always playing somebody is cool and seeing how they perform just on different teams. And then, of course, the U.S., like you said, played them in college. So getting to see my friends, but also represent my culture and stuff like that was kind of cool.
So how'd you end up in the Italian national team anyway? Obviously, you have ancestors that are Italian, right?
Yeah. So you have to prove your citizenship and it's a whole process, a very, very long process.
Yeah.
To proving it all. But yeah, once you get through that, and I guess if there's a spot for you and they're, looking for an athlete or a softball player like you, then you're golden. Right on. But yeah, that process is crazy.
Yeah. So 2028 LA is on the radar for you guys?
It is, hopefully.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not really sure how that process runs and how all the qualifications go. I think they maybe start 2 years beforehand. So maybe 2026.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Look a little bit different than 2025 in terms of how the qualifiers go. But yes, we're training. Italy got a new staff. So new staff, getting used to that and just learning about players and the coaching staff personally, as there's a lot of U.S. players on the Italian team as well. So obviously we don't see each other every day, as well as we don't see the Italian team every day. So whenever we do have that time, like making the most of it and knowing like everybody's on the same page with our goals.
Right on. Let's jump into some AUSL. How pumped are you to get going with the Bandits?
I'm so excited. I think just from the draft, I didn't really know what to expect or how it was going to play out. I was kind of 50-50 whenever it came about. So being like one of the last picks, I was so grateful. And I think who picked me, I'm so excited to just be under them as a player. And just see how they run things as a staff.
Yeah, of course, you're talking about Jenny Dalton-Hill and Stacey Newman.
Yes.
Of course, yes.
I'm so excited. But getting to be on the phone calls with the Bandits and them as a staff and seeing where their mindset is and the goals that they have, I think that, you know, the energy is great and everybody's super excited. And we're just literally like 2 weeks away from being able to come together as a team and learn more about each other in person than, you know, over a Zoom call or over messaging and stuff like that. So that'll be electric. Yeah,
definitely. Like I've been a huge advocate for AU since it started in 2020. I talk about it nonstop. I love it. Like I love how the format was, but I'm even more pumped to see, you know, traditional, you know, teams aren't changing every week. You know what I mean? It's going to be rosters set, going head to head, and, you know, it's going to grow from there. And, you know, rivalries are probably going to start to form, you know, with over, you know, next couple of years. And I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, no, I think that's also one of the most exciting things is that traditional platform. And then obviously the traveling and being able to see different cities and play different teams. As limited as the teams are, I think that even when you travel to play the same team that you maybe played a couple weeks ago, it's still just a whole different vibe and you never know what's going to happen. So again, that traditional setting of softball, I think will grab a lot more people and fans and people will be more invested. So they're growing it quickly. Everybody's on the same page. And I think that's what makes, you know, the AUSL so great is like, the players and, you know, the coaches are all on one page, but everybody behind the scenes is working to grow this game. And I think everybody's just grateful and excited to see where it goes over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, the people you got behind the scenes, like, I mean, it's just crazy. The names, like not just that, you know, the head coaches and GMs are one thing, like the names there are amazing, but, you know, behind the scenes, like, I mean, Sam Fisher, for example, who's like, we love Sam here on OTC and, you know, what she's doing stuff behind the scenes and stuff like that. And, you know, Jade Hewitt and photography and all that stuff, you know, the people behind the scenes are what's going to make this thing great. As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be huge.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Based on looking at your guys' roster, what do you think's your guys' biggest strength?
Ooh. Versatility.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I mean, even with I'm just like trying to think of like what the best answer could be. I think tools in general. Like obviously being able to play behind, you know, our pitching staff and even the people that they chose in the NCAA draft. Like we have a two-way. So there's an option for, you know, hitting there. But I think that, again, the tools that we have, you know, from power hitters to, I mean, our home run hitters to just like put the ball in play, move the runners, and then small ball. I think across the board, you know, we can do it all. And defense. I think our defense will hold it down tremendously. Like Skylar Wallace. I mean, just thinking about playing behind her in left field and having her at shortstop, I think that the left side would be locked.
Yep.
So
definitely.
I'm excited again to see those personalities just mesh. And then again, seeing what we have to offer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of players, they're coaches right now. So, they're getting to see, just how girls play out and the different mentalities and, the different ways that softball is going and stuff like that. And being able to see it and being able to be a part of it are definitely two different things. But I think their mindsets and their mentalities are just so strong in that sense. So I'm very excited to be around that too. Just the way that people think and how much they'll have to offer, as I think I'm probably the youngest person on the field.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
one of the younger ones.
Just think of all the people you get to learn under. I mean, it's going to be like for you being young. I mean, that's going to be awesome to think about. Of you talk about Skylar. I mean, what a dog that is. Like, she's just an animal. Like, she's awesome. Like, yeah, just, I mean, things like that you look at and like having Jenny and Stacy there. It's I think it's going to be awesome for you.
Yeah. I'm super excited for that.
All right, we're on to the last segment here. I call it player association. I'm going to throw out some names for you, and of course you're going to know who they are. I wouldn't just throw random names to you. Maybe if you have a story about them.
I'm not good with names.
Well, you know who they are.
Okay.
It's all good. Yeah, just like I said, you're going to know who they are.
I'm not good with names.
Can you imagine me just throwing a random name to you? I don't know who that is.
Pass.
Yeah, pass. Anyway, I'm going to throw a name. If you have, touch on them, what they've meant to you. If you have a story about them, just let it fly. All right?
Okay.
First one I got is Alyssa Washington.
Oh my God, she's great. She was our captain. I think I'm just grateful for her kind heart and her just genuineness to people and to the things around her. She always had an open mind and was so good at talking to people and helping people understand. So she was just that soft but powerful voice that we had on the field and in life. I consider her one of my dearest friends today, and I love being around her. We just ran a camp together, and I think that her showing the game and being able to spread all the information and knowledge that she has is going to be great for her.
Right on. Next up, friend of the show, Stelly, Erica Piancastelli.
Erica Piancastelli. That is one of the greatest personalities. Being able to spend that summer with her last year, I was hoping to maybe be her teammate in AUSL just because I shared the outfield with her in Italy. Again, meeting her for the first time and playing with her for the first time was, something that was just, it was a great experience. And I learned from her. She's strong arm, strong bat, just a strong-minded player and a strong-hearted player all around. So being able to learn and pick her brain about the game, but even about Italy in general, I think was cool to experience. I think she's very humble and she loves and is very passionate about the game. Mm-hmm. So again, being able to see that, but also being on the same field as her and sharing the love of the game was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. How about the swing on her? Like, that swing is just amazing.
That swing is money. So that was the whole plan. It was Bella get on base, Erica Piancastelli just hit the ball over the fence.
Oh man, that's like, I rave about that swing. It reminds me of Ken Griffey Jr. back in the day. It's just effortless. It's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Two more here.
Power is there.
Yeah, two more here. Another friend of the show, one of the best to ever play on the men's side of the game here, Coach Mike White.
What a guy. He has a personality for sure. I think he was the coach in the past whenever I really wanted to go to Oregon and loved that school. So it's kind of like a full circle moment coming to Texas and him actually being my head coach here.
Right.
But yeah, over time, I think that, you get more personable with him, as time goes on. So just over the years, becoming closer, but him understanding, you as a person and a player over time was something cool to be around. As he's a pitcher, he always, or as he was a pitcher in a men's league, he always used to throw BP to us. So that was definitely an experience in itself, as he tried to strike you out as much as he possibly could. So you never knew what was coming, but
that's awesome.
You just knew to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
That was my memory for him.
Were you guys aware how good he was back in the day?
No. I mean,
unbelievable.
He threw to us and like we saw it first-handedly. I don't think any of us actually, took a deep dive into, what he actually did in the past. He
was unhittable. He was ridiculous. He was so good. He's on my Mount Rushmore of men's fast pitch players. So that goes to tell you how good he was. Last, certainly not least, Haley Dulcini.
Haley Dulcini. That's probably my friend for life. I know she is. I think that transferring in with her was one thing, and experiencing that first season with her, the pride and passion that woman has is something that I'll never be able to get out of my head, especially when it comes to memories of that 2022 season. That is something that she wanted to do and experience and have under her belt, is being able to go to the World Series. And she made a point to have that drive. And I think the whole team, as much as she expressed it, the team was fully on board and we were all together in making that happen. I think when it did happen, it was just like a surreal moment for her. So I think that's just like one of the memories that I think about when I think about Haley, is the love that she has for the game. And she still teaches it today. I mean, she's a pitcher, she teaches pitching. And I think every little girl would, love to be taught by her. She was actually just here for Easter, but just someone that, will always hold close to me. Personally, that's just a friend that highs and lows I can get through in life. And I'm grateful that the transfer portal brought us together.
Excellent. What a perfect way to end it there. Listen, Bella, I got to thank you for taking time out of your schedule, because I know it's going to start ramping up here, to come on and talk to us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for this opportunity. I love speaking about the game and sending it out to all those little girls out there that, are trying to decide between softball and soccer, just like I did. So,
right on.
I'm very happy for this.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Awesome. Listen, best of luck with the Bandits this year, and then can't wait to watch you play.
Thank you. Go Bandits.
All right. Take care, Bella.
In silence, but my actions speak very loud. My mama's very proud the way I made her hear me out. I said I'd do this till us carried out, till I'm in the cemetery buried. I'm running the necessary routes. All I wanted was appreciation from the ones that I appreciated. Nothing sophisticated, and all I ever needed was financial security to make sure that this music wouldn't murder me. I grew up on Snoop Dogg and Puka Premier, did music with them both, so I feel like the goal's fulfilled. Invested every dollar saved in music for real, put it all in real estate and stock, and it steadily builds. Now my family is good, so the goals change, roles change. I'm looking at it different now with old age. Time used to move slow, now it flies fast. You can always get your money, but can never get your time back.
I be stuck in my ways, got me feeling some way. Never change for a thing, yeah, you got it. Ain't got no one to blame, cause I ride my own way. Had to find my own way, yeah, you got it. Kinda rusting around to the ups and the downs. Oh well, you know that's true. Stuck in my own ways. It's a trip, but I love it. Yeah. It's a trip, but I love it. It's a trip, but I love it.
Real shit, my buzz ain't buzzing like it used to be. I see these other guys are racking up more views than me. I used to have that attitude like let me prove my piece. Now I'm like it's cool with me. Maybe I'm just too fatigued.